When I was a really young child growing up in Muskegon, Michigan, this would be the early 60s. I was born in 1957. My father had been sexually abusing me as far back as I can remember. So my sexuality was heightened from a very, very early age, and I also developed what is known as dissociative identity disorder. It was formerly termed multiple personality disorder, but has since been redefined because it's not multiple personalities, but the shattering of a personality, and a compartmentalization of memory, of trauma, too horrible to comprehend. Childhood sexual abuse is certainly too horrible to comprehend. There was no place for that in my mind. This compartmentalization of memory was what the government was interested in, because they figured that if a person couldn't think to bring to mind abuse, they wouldn't be able to think to bring to mind government secrets, government perversions, or anything else they wanted compartmentalized in the brain. My experience as a mind control slave on a White House Pentagon level was extreme. I was totally robotic. I had no capacity to think for myself. I didn't have any free thought whatsoever. I didn't even have the ability to question, to reason, or consciously comprehend what I was involved in.
And what I do know is that children are being used as huge financial resources and tortured and abused in horrendous ways in order to fund a lot of the covert operations that I believe and know now are the mind control operations and a lot of the other government products and projects that have been kept still in classified documentation. The children that were abused in many ways, like I was, and I feel like Joan Benet Ramsey was one such little child who may have had a very similar history, were, if I would explain to you that from the time I was born, that my father and others tortured me over and over with sexual abuse, satanic ritual abuse, near drowning and suffocations, terror harassments where I was absolutely terrified about things that I was told when I was in a drug state were going to happen to myself and my family. Electroshock, in the earlier years when I was a child, they used cattle prods, and as I grew older they used stun guns on me. Food and sleep deprivation, and then as I grew older and evidently I was able to, for whatever reason, master the levels of abuse that I had gone through and was able to do what they wanted to.